Hey y'all, I think I'm here. Wait, I can't, let me check. Nope, I'm not here. Here I am. I'm going to rotate my camera. Actually, that's not what I'm going to do, right? Yeah, I'm going to rotate my camera. It's upside down, and I'll get seriously confused if I try to, a left-handed person trying to demonstrate upside down. Everyone will be confused. There, my hands are correct. Finish my, can you tell me if you can hear me? Scoot my stuff over. Okay. All right, let me see what I need to do. I can't really see what I'm looking at on my screen. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Tiffany. Ben is here. He says he can't hear because I make him mute it, because if he doesn't mute it, oh, I froze. You have to turn off all your stuff except for what we're doing. Okay, I think it's frozen. Maybe I paused it. Okay. All right, I think I'm good. I was going to show you my setup, how I glue things. Let me show you a house I've glued. Oh, wait. I'm going to change something. Hey, guys. I'm going to turn this off for a second. Just a second. Okay. Hey, guys. I just wanted to show you this way. This is one little house that I've glued that I successfully glued. Sometimes you can see the sparkle better if the light isn't shining on it directly. This is glued with probably my rock candy glitter. And let me see, I don't think and this is one of the bird ornaments we made. This is the bluebird. It's a cardboard version of the bluebird. And I really like it glittered. So today we're going to glue the cardinal. This is my little Tim Holtz Santa mug. And I'm going to put a little glitter on the whipped cream. We're making something with this. And if I've got time, I'll just lightly glitter my barn. And let's see, what else? What the real thing we're going to make, we're going to glitter. My Winterberry cottage needs glitter. That's the main thing. Okay, now I'm going to switch cameras again to the down view, and I'm going to kind of show you my setup and show you some different kinds of glitters too, different options you've got. That's one reason I brought a lot of stuff up, so we can try different glitters and you can get an idea of what works. Okay, switching cameras, turning the light back on to make it brighter. There. All right, let me show you my main setup. For one thing, I put a large piece of white paper down, and it has got a crease in it. I don't know why it's crooked. There. And the paper has a crease in it, and that's when I get done, I can fold it in half and shake things out. This is my old setup. I've got a cleaner setup this time. These are just coffee filters, and I like them because the glitter doesn't stick very, very well, and you can shake it off. So I put like a couple layers of coffee filters, and that's what I glitter on. Well, I wanted a better setup. A better setup with no cat hair in it. So I'm using a pie pan. My friend Ada, I call her Ada May. I just made that up. It's not her, I always call her Ada May. It's not her real name. But Ada May makes me sweet potato pies every Christmas and Thanksgiving, and I saved one of the pie pans, and I think that'll be good for holding my coffee filters. And so these are my coffee filters, and these are brand new clean ones. So if you get glue on one and your glitter starts sticking, you can just kind of peel it up and put another one down. And are coffee filters are relatively inexpensive, so you can get a whole bunch of them. Tiffany, I will do the glue review probably once my event is over. Okay, and let's go over different types of glitter. Now, you may not think of this as glitter, but this is just regular sand, just regular. It's called fine craft sand. Let me see. Let me put my little setup here. If you can see when I pour it. It's just a really nice, let's see if we can try to do the shine. You can't really see, but it's sparkly. It's very much like glitter. Very inexpensive. And unlike glitter, a lot of glitter is made out of plastic. And because the glitter is, because it's a natural material, it's not electrostatic like a lot of plastic is. And so it doesn't stick to things. You know how people say that glitter is contagious, keeps on giving? That is not true for sand. Now, you can get sand everywhere, but it's much easier to contain. Yes, cat hair. That is glitter in my house. I'm grabbing some more. Okay, this is my box. I just want to show this one to you. This is called diamond dust. It's actually ground glass. Now, this version, you can get German ground glass glitter from places like, I think there's a place called 32 North. And but you can Google it online. German glass glitter. And it's much finer than this. But let me show you diamond dust. I don't know. Maybe, I hope those. Yeah, the shine shows up. I mean, it is the most sparkly glitter, but it is little tiny shards of glass. Now, I've used it before and never really gotten stuck, or you know how you get like a tiny splinter. I've never had that problem, but it's something you don't want to use around kids. So if children are going to be touching your little house, which they almost always do, you're not supposed to use glass glitter. But the German glass glitter is much finer than this diamond dust. I found this at one of the craft stores. Next bottle. This is just a very, very fine glitter. It's Martha Stewart. They're not making it anymore. But it's just like the very fine glitter you get in any of the craft stores. And it's hard to show the shine. I think you can get like a little hint of it, but it is very fine. It's much finer than the other glitters I'm going to show you, but it's a really nice glitter. And like I said, you can't find it now, but just look for crystal fine or extra fine glitter for something like this. And I don't like what they call iridescent glitter that kind of has that multi-glow to it. I don't really like that for my glitters. I know you can find a lot of that kind of glitter, but it's just not my favorite. I think it looks kind of fakey. And this is a plastic-based glitter, so that if you you will find it places. It is contagious. And now to my favorite. This is a version of it that they sell that's a special version. It's Tim Holtz. You're not surprised about that. It's called Rock Candy, and they call it vintage inspired clear glitter. And one thing that's different about it is that he includes different sizes of glitter within the bottle. And so it gives a really nice texture. This little house was covered with the rock candy glitter, and you can kind of see the glitter has sort of different sizes, and I really like that. I don't know what it's made of. It used to be made of he used to say that it was a natural product, which made me think that it was either ground glass or mica, but they never said, and I don't know if that's still true. But I like the idea of not using plastic. And let's see. This is a small version. Wait. Here's one I've used up. Distressed glitter, clear rock candy glitter. And I'm going to save this because a lot of times after you sprinkle all your glitter, some of it has like little particles in it and it's not entirely clear. You can save it and use it for the a bottom, or if you're going to put it on a dark background, or if you wanted to glitter Halloween things, you can do that. And let me see. I think these are my mica flakes. Yes, these are mica flakes. So this is a natural product. And you can see it's not as white as the glitter, but it has a nice effect. Oh, shoot, I've got a tree with mica glitter. Let me get it just so you can see the difference. I know I have a tree with it. Here we go. I didn't have to go too far. So this tree has just mica flakes on it. So it's one of my little painted bottle brush trees. And then I paint it with some Mod Podge, some thin white glue, and then the mica. And it gives you a more kind of crystal look. I think it looks really good. So we'll figure out something we can add the mica flakes to. And you can get mica flakes. Wait, here, let me open up the jar so you can see a little better. And you can get mica flakes that have a more white color to them. But these are just natural mica flakes. And again, I like that because it's not plastic and it doesn't spread. It's easier to clean up. Everything. Those were the three that I wanted to show you. Okay. Let's do something easy first. This is my cardinal. We made a cardinal on the live. I think that was last week. I don't know. It seems so long ago. Paper towels with water so I can clean up. I pulled out a bunch of brushes. These brushes, try to make sure they're relatively firm. You don't want flexible brushes when you're applying the glue. So I just picked out several different ones. I tried to pick a thinner one so I could add some smaller details. I didn't really bring a very thin one, but this one's probably the best. For one thing, it's brand new and the bristles aren't splayed out. Okay, in terms of glue, you can, just like white glue is white glue. There are different formulations, and some are thicker and some have more resin, but it's basically white glue. Mod Podge is a form of white glue, but it's thinner and just spreads really nicely. Actually, my Mod Podge is kind of drying out. So you can actually just dilute it with a little bit of water. What I'm going to do, though, since this is my Mod Podge bucket, I'm going to see if I can pour some thinner Mod Podge on top. I'll show you. It's much thinner than what was in the bottle of my little jar. Now I have glue all over me. I even painted my face with glue. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, when I picked up the brush, I stabbed myself on the face. So I'm already using up my paper towels. Yeah, rock candy glitter, that's my favorite by far. Okay, so first, this is, let me show you the glue. Now I think you can see that it drips a little bit. So it's thinner than what was at the bottom of my little container. And it's probably, I really should dilute it just a little bit. Just add a little bit of water. For my cardinal, I don't care if it's very thick. For some really delicate things, it would matter, but I'm not really worrying about it for my cardinal. And wherever there's a really thick edge, it will, yeah, the mess level. If I don't spill the glitter, the mess level is probably a 5. If I spill the glitter or glue, we're moving up to 6 or 7. You can see that I'm getting it smoother by just kind of going over it. But these, if you leave these really thick layers, you'll get a thick layer of glue, of glitter in the creases, and it doesn't look good. I'll show you a glitter fail in just a second. I think I've got I got my glitter fail on the table that I can reach easily. Okay, I'm going to set it down, set that aside. And now you can have glitter and dip it in the glitter, or you can sprinkle the glitter on. I usually sprinkle it on. Here is my rock candy glitter. I'm just going to sprinkle it. I kind of bury it. But remember, it looks like a lot. I use like a quarter of the jar right there. But you don't end up using much, and if you keep your container clean, you can there's my sparkle cardinal. And like I said, there's a thick edge there, so you see that's a little bit going to be a little bit thicker, and that one it's going to be thicker in that crease. But like I said, doesn't matter much for the cardinal. We're going to set our little cardinal down. And let me show you my glitter fail while I was at it. Okay, I tried to glitter these little Tim Holtz deers. You know, I just love Tim Holtz stuff. But you can see where the glitter was thicker and thinner. And it really, I probably put my finger there. Wait, let me show you. I probably put my finger in some of these places so they're naked, so they don't have any glitter. So I call that a glitter fail, but you know, it's a cute little deer. I didn't really worry about it. But if you're a perfectionist, then it might bother you. All right, let's try something simple. I'm just going to dab a little tiny bit of glitter on my Santa mug. And we are going to use our Santa mug in a project coming up in a few days. I'm kind of saving that one. That's my favorite project in my 12 days of Christmas. I have 2 that I really, really think are special. And I'm saving them partly because they're more involved. And I don't have the videos edited yet, so it's going to take a while. And okay, and this is why I stack a bunch of coffee filters together, is I can just kind of do this. I'll sprinkle it on my Santa mug. Let me just kind of empty my... And you can put this one underneath. There, okay. You're not going to see it from this angle. Let me see if I can get it. You can't see, but it really makes my whipped cream look good. Okay, and I just saw... Now, when you dump it, sometimes you'll see little particles, and I try to get rid of them so I can reuse all this. You know, just a little dark fleck of dirt will get in it. Okay, there is our thing. So let's see, what else was I going to glitter? Next, I think I'm going to glitter the roof of a house. I'm actually not going to glitter. See, look, there. We got to mess level 6 now because I got it on my pan. although it's the rock candy glitter, which is much less contagious. So what I'm going to do now is pour my glitter back in the jar. And if you notice a lot of debris in it, which you can actually save a jar and pour it back into like your spare jar, like I talked about. I'm pouring my glitter back. And see, I've hardly used any glitter, so it goes a long way, even though they're expensive. We're going to try sand. So this is one of my houses from my first book. There's a similar house in the Halloween book. Luna, some twin front thing. I can't remember the name of the house. But I'm just going to apply my glue. And then we'll sprinkle on the sand just so I can show you how good it looks. You may not be able to see the shine based on the because of the way the lights work. But it really, really makes a good texture. Now, actually, by doing this, I see that I painted this with a sand texture anyway, so it's got a bit of a texture to it, but it just doesn't have any shine. It's just kind of flat. I like it to shine. Yeah, this is, I always struggle with colors. And this one, really looks pretty good, but it's not my typical colors. My typical colors are black and gray because they're Halloween colors and I don't have to think about them. Or black and gray and blue. Thank you, Sonia. I'm getting a pretty smooth layer. And really, if you apply too much, you just kind of keep painting it around and it'll smooth out. You kind of lose the brush strokes. Faint brush strokes aren't going to show up, but a thick line of glue will. Or a big blob of glue on the roof line, that will show up. Now, maybe you want your glitter that way. I showed some houses from my friend Howard Lamy. I put them on Instagram, and I showed one in my two main groups, Paper Glitter Glue and the Glitter and Putz House group. And my friend Howard is very precise. So when he glitters things, he actually has a setup. He has them kind of clamped down so it's still and he can see it and apply it beautifully from every side. He's a real perfectionist. I'm a perfectionist about some things, but not like that. But his work is so meticulous. And when he applies glitter, it's perfectly even everywhere. Okay. Now, we're going to try, like I said, the sand. We're going to try our sparkle sand. And it says sparkle sand. That's just the name. Wait, here, let me show you again before I tip it over. But it's really just fine craft sand. You can find it in the wedding aisle because people use it for candles, for candles and displays on weddings. Or you can find it in the kids section where they do layered colored sand for a terrarium or something. So I think you get an idea of the shine. I didn't really get this side. see how it looks. Did I do that side? So I think you get an idea that the sand has a good glittery shine to it too. And again, it's a very inexpensive choice. And it might be something to do with kids. So if they, really want to glitter something, you can use sand. I would put it in a tiny jar, because if you give kids a big jar, they'll use a big jar. If you give them a tiny jar, they'll be a little more judicious about it. So I would transfer it to a smaller jar so you don't get the whole thing dumped. There. Next, let's pour it back. But it really, really looks good on this little house. And see, my coffee filter is essentially clean. I mean, it's got a few grains of sand on it, but stuff just doesn't stick. And that's one reason I like the coffee filter. And most people have coffee and coffee filters. I don't. I never adapted to drinking coffee. Yeah. Yes, Barbara, not too much mess, and it is sparkly. Okay, let's see what we can do next. What did I want to do next? Let's do... I never glittered my barn. I like to glitter the snow. I don't often glitter the body of my houses, but I do like to glitter the snow. So let's see. This was the red barn. The red barn. Bill is attacking somebody, so Ben is going to interrupt them. They're having a fight at the water fountain. So Ben is trying to make Bill be better. Oh. Bill is my oldest cat, and he's a little ornery. And he moved himself downstairs, so he lives in the basement mostly. He comes up and visits and aggravates the others for a little while. All my cats I found in the I'm sorry. I saw my little sister is here, and she asked a question. I'll tell you in a second. All my cats I found in my driveway. All of them showed up at my house. They followed the directions for the homeless kitty hotline and showed up at my house. So I don't go searching for cats, but if they ask to be in my family, I will pretty much accept them, despite the aggravation. I do love them, but they are aggravating. Okay, what my sister asked was why I didn't paint the back of the house, which is really good, the back of the roof. Part of it is for time, but also when you do, let me move this out of the way just a second. When you do your house, when you glitter something, it really helps to glitter one section at a time. Normally, I would do the whole roof, but I didn't because I didn't want to take that much time. So I would to do this house in particular, I would do the roof, I would do the front, including both of these extensions. Then I would do the side, the back, and the other side, and then the base. If you glitter if you try to glitter the whole thing, a lot of times you'll end up putting your finger in one of the spaces, and you'll have kind of a naked spot there. So, okay, let's glitter the barn, the red barn. And if you end up doing that, if you make like a naked spot, like the glue stuck to your fingers rather than the house, then you have to let it dry. You can't fix it. You have to let it dry and then fix it. You can't fix it right away. So that was a very good question. So So for this, I'm not sure. I like the glitter to extend here, and I'm not sure I got good coverage. So I'm going to let it dry, and then I'll go back and do it later. So we've done the top of the red barn. And, you know, most of the glitter doesn't show up. No, I do not usually use colored glitter. I pretty much just use white. But when we did the cardinal, the glitter mutes the red a little bit. So somebody posted in the Facebook group, I think they used a red glitter, and it really makes it brilliant and stand out. Excuse me. But one cool thing about this glitter is you can actually stain it. You can make it different colors. You can add some alcohol inks and make different colors with it, which is kind of cool. And then if it's an alcohol ink, it's not water soluble, so you don't end up it won't come off when you paint the Mod Podge on, because Mod Podge is water based. So okay, now for the scary part. The snowy house. Winterberry Cottage. So I'm going to do the entire roof. My aluminum pie pan is kind of crinkly sounding, which isn't an issue if you're not on video. I want it to cover, like my snow didn't smooth out quite as much as I wanted. It's got some little indentations. It's a little rough. So I have to work a little harder to get the paint. To paint the glue on. Remember, a stiff brush, and also, you know, like not your fine painting brushes. I don't have fine painting brushes, but you might. Maybe I'll do that when I like really retire. Oh no. Cat is trying to climb up my knee. That's usually Katerina. No, it's usually Alley Cat. Is that Alley Cat? I don't know who it was. Oh, that means she wants food. I really like the glitter on top of the chimney too. So today, in my 2024 Christmas event, I just made a really simple thing. I just made a really simple banner. The problem was I had trouble taking pictures of it because I made it so big. I actually made the letters bigger than I meant to. They were 4 inches tall for my Merry Christmas banner. I thought I had shrunk them down to 3 inches, but I didn't. So I cut out all these 4-inch letters and had to use it. And the banner's actually big for my house. You might have a big house and it's easy to display them, but it's not easy at my house. And all my display spaces, all my display places are obscured with little houses everywhere. You're not surprised about that. Yeah, when I have time, which will probably be after my event is over, I'm going to show you I'm going to make a bunch of different variations of it so you can see. Okay, I think I've got it. Like I said, I like it heaped up on the edges. All right, here we go. We're going to be dumping the glitter. Dumping the glitter. Yeah, Ben said tongue twister time. One of the hardest things I have saying on my videos when I'm recording and I'm trying to show people that I always include a square for scale, and I call it my 1-inch scale square. I never can say that, 1-inch scale square. But I think it makes it easier to see, you know, any design space issues or whatever cutting machine software. I think it's easier to size things if you know there's a 1-inch scale square. Okay. Yeah, that font is really good. I'm going to end up, I'll make a whole alphabet later on. I don't have it all converted to SVGs. And I have that, I don't know if that's an Adobe font or a Canva font, but you have to have permission to use them in a commercial thing, even though I didn't charge for it. But for you to use a whole alphabet, you have to have a commercial license. And I have Adobe. I have a commercial license with Adobe, so I can do that. But I'm not sure if that's Canva. Even with Canva, I can use it, but I just haven't had time to do the entire font. It's a see, look, you can't see this, but the glitter is everywhere. All right. Oh, I wanted to do one thing with mica. Where is something with mica? Let's get a tree and mica a tree. At least you'll be able to see the shine with the mica. Okay, now these are my bottle brush trees, and I love Tim Holtz Distress Spray Stains, but they're water soluble, and if you apply things like the Mod Podge, the color bleeds through. So what I do is I actually paint. I pick a paint color I like and paint it on the trees. Now it makes the bristles very stiff. You can see they really don't move very much, but it at least you get to use these really beautiful colors. And a lot of the little bottle brush trees you buy have this, they're kind of a ugly blue green color. So if you want a more true green, I buy the undyed bottle brush trees and then I paint them. Okay, so we're going to do mica for this one. So just kind of paint your glitter, your Mod Podge, or slightly dilute white glue. It depends on how much resin is in your glue. That would depend on how much you have to dilute it. I see Sonia said she would need a platter. Really, if I had a bigger platter, that would be better. But I just saw my friend Ada Mae's sweet potato pie pan. I thought, well, this'll work. Okay, where is my mica? I must have put it back in my box. Mica. Now, one thing about the mica is that it can get kind of clumpy, so roll it. I see there's some green mica, so I'm going to toss that. And if it's too clumpy, just dust it off a little bit. The glue shows up as white, but it dries clear. Yes, I think a Dollar Tree pie pan, a big pan, or like a kind of a sheet pan. You want a rim on it, but you don't want it to be too high. Maybe an inch. I think that's a good. Now, when the glitter dries, the glitter will be clear and the mica will show up better. Like that. So the white part will go away. And you can do the same with your bottle brush trees with glitter. Let me go ahead and do that. Oh, I didn't know. I've taken time. I didn't mean to take a lot of time. Yeah, a disposable cake pan. A pizza pan. That's a good idea. Nice and flat. Okay, let's just go back and glitter a tree real quick. Now, because we're not applying a solid wall of color, of glue, like we do on the roof, the glitter's going to be scattered about, but it looks so good. And I like to use the little ones at the base of my houses. Oh, I know. I'm going to do that one real quick, too. Glitter. Now, see, I just set it down, so now there'll be a glue spot on my coffee filter, but we can reuse it. Make sure you get all the sides. All the sides. There's a tree glittered. Mica drying. And like I said, I don't think you can see the shine on the house, but we've got glitter on the roof of the Winterberry cottage. And I think that's it. Yes, cookie platter is a good idea. And you can still cover them with the coffee filter. So that's like your main space. And then the other is your overflow. And then I would still put down a sheet of paper, like a newspaper or, whatever, some brown wrapping paper, something in the background. So you've got 3 layers of protection for your house. Okay, anybody have any questions? Let's see, the cardinal's about dry. Cardinal's looking good. I'm not going to touch it yet. I'm going to make sure it's dry before I glitter the other side. I'll do that later. Okay, I think that's it. Michelle said she needs a lot of overflow. Yes, obviously I do too. And tomorrow, I can't remember what I had in mind. I had something planned. Oh, I know. I'm going to show you some wood grain techniques. I'm going to cut out some of the letters of the banner in cardboard. And obviously, I'm going to glue several layers together. And because this is a Western font, I'm going to paint it like wood grain. I just think it'll look cool. So that's what we're going to try tomorrow. And other things you can use wood grain for. I mean, you could paint it on wood grain on the houses. So anyway, I thought that would be relatively easy and quick and just kind of fun. Some wood graining techniques. I think Keisha has a question. Does Keisha have a question? Let me see. She wrote this big question in her chat. Keisha, can you use a heat gun to dry it? I think you can for the glitter, the regular glitter and the mica. Since most glitter you get at the store is plastic, I don't know if it would melt kind of like embossing powder. So if you use, especially a glitter with larger particles, I'm not sure if they would melt. What I would do is have a, you have to do a test piece. So, just cover a sheet of cardboard with Mod Podge and apply a little bit of glitter, do like a square, and then heat gun, see if it'll dry. But I think for these things, you certainly could. I think a heat gun. Oh, the other thing on the snow, you can glitter when the snow is wet, and it'll be a much more subtle application of glitter. It won't cover quite as much, but it looks really good too. Okay, thank you for hitting the like button. That's very kind. And I'll see you tomorrow where we do some wood grain on our paper crafts. Okay, y'all have a good day. And any questions, if you put them in the comments after the chat is gone, I'll be glad to help you. Alrighty, y'all take care. Wait, I'm going to switch cameras. Okay, so you guys take care. I'll see you tomorrow. And we're going to do a really fun craft tomorrow. It's going to be a craft you can do with kids. So that's in the 12 days event, not in the live. The live is wood graining. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye, everybody.